And there we go with the other character encyclopedias. Oh wait, Star Wars one's over there. It should probably be next to it, like I did with the Ninjago ones. I'll figure it out later. Hello everybody, this is Maniac4Bricks, and welcome to the LEGO Library. This is a massive bookshelf with 4 out of 5 shelves dedicated to all different kinds of printed paper LEGO goodness. And I have to put it that way because there's all different kinds of it. There's ones officially from LEGO with Scholastic, Dorling Kindersley, Prima strategy guides for LEGO video games. There's unofficial ones like Brick Journal, and Chris Bartneck has made a whole lot of really helpful books. There's all different kinds of LEGO books from, straight up information, history, facts and things. Or even just about the LEGO properties themselves. Like, oh, you want to learn about all these Star Wars characters and their LEGO versions? There you go. Or you can just have the activity books, which are just, you could paint dinosaurs, you could color in a page, you could draw through a maze, all that kind of stuff. Some of them with minifigures. You have comics in here. I have Galador comics. There's 1 or 2 Galador comics in here. There's a whole section of Bionicle comics, Hero Factory comics. There's Lego Batman and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I'm not going to say if there's a Lego book, I have it, because there are plenty of them I don't. And not because I don't want them, I just haven't gotten to them yet. I don't plan to have every single Lego book known to man. There are plenty I could skip over for a long time before owning them. Junior novels especially, because that's a lot of junior novels. They've been making those for like 20 years. There's also Brickmasters. I love the Brickmasters, which are these giant books that have all different kinds of builds with the same parts for a particular theme. So you have a set and a book combined, which is awesome. And it gives you a couple of possibilities of building each of those things. So there's a lot of LEGO books, clearly. And then there's also a couple other things. So some of the more obscure things that I have in my collection, and I'm not going to get into reading them here, I'll do a separate video about them. LEGO cards. So any birthday cards or celebratory cards that they have in stores, I have a bunch of those. There's one actually I didn't fit up on the shelf yet, but I've had for a couple months now. Are all of these with poly bags included? Yeah, this is actually the card that has a full kit inside, and even has the marking, building toy, etc. And this thing opens up like a regular card. Yeah, so that one I'll give you a preview, but there's a couple other ones. There's a couple other ones up here that don't have sets in them. There's the LEGO product catalog from LEGO Education. I have one from back when NXT 1.0 existed from Mindstorms, because I got it from my computer teacher in grammar school, which was really cool. He already knew that I liked LEGO. He was a computer teacher. He got this in the mail, and he gave this my way. Even though I can't technically order them at the time, or probably not even now, because I'm not working in a school, but it is still cool to see how they've bundled all these different products together in different ways, especially for what is essentially STEM learning, but they didn't call it STEM learning back in 2005, 6, whatever that catalog came out. I have done a lot of STEM programs afterwards, like in college and onward, but they were not all using LEGO Education building sets, like specific packages. I've reviewed one of them on YouTube, though. I'm digressing here. So this is basically an update as to how everything looks. There's still plenty of room for more stuff, and I have organized some of this a little bit better than before. Some of this previously, before I moved, had a whole bunch of LEGO board games on the bottom shelf because it seemed like a fitting place for it. Well, now the bottom shelf, which is a little bit out of frame right now, is used for, under this shelf, I should say, is used for LEGO video, or anything that's not LEGO, I should say. So it's used for video games, video game books, strategy guides, Nintendo Powers that I grew up with. It's got Nickelodeon magazines that I grew up with, and other fun books like that. There's 2 books up here I need to add in there, I forgot about. So I did a video some time ago about the Game Boy and GameCube Winter 2003 catalog from Nintendo. I love that thing because I love that generation of consoles from Nintendo. Batman the Killing Joke Deluxe Edition, need to add down there. That's a fun read, and I'm glad having that, and got a discount on it too. So this is a quick run through for people who have never seen this before and would not have imagined there are so many LEGO books available. If there are any that you would like to see more in depth or a certain category of them, let me know in the comments below and I will do a separate video about those, because that would be a lot of fun on its own. I do have another thing in here that I wasn't sure where to put it, and I don't know if it's considered rare because it was fairly recent and promotional. Lego Hidden Side program guide brochure kind of thing. So this was in the Lego stores, if I recall correctly. It basically describes the Lego theme. It's not even much of a book. It's more of like a centerfold pull-out kind of thing. So there you go. But I love the Lego Hidden Side theme, so of course I had to pick up this. And I happen to have 2 of them. Alright, so starting at the top, we have Brick Journals. I didn't own these for a long time. I'm still not a subscriber to Brick Journal itself because I know it's a UK-based magazine, but I don't know if they still do a US version here. Like, I don't know if shipping plays into that and whatever. So usually when I find them, it's through, every once in a while, Brick Fair has them as part of the exhibitor goodie bag, but they haven't done that in many years, so I don't think they do that anymore. They have a few of them in comic book shops near me. And I picked up a whole bunch of them from a comic book store back in December of 2020 for a really good discount. So this filled out a lot of books that I had, but there's still plenty of gaps in between for me to read other stuff. But they're really fun reads. They have all different kinds of information about Lego, talking with product designers. So there's even prototypes of models, the process of certain Lego themes, photographers and advertisers for Lego themes. There's one Divers edition that I love reading over and over again. It's got instructions for different models you can build, fascinating models in general. Brick Fair, Virginia, the giant Saturn V that was like 11.5 feet tall was featured in one of these Brick Journals. And he even had that edition here. So there's a lot of fun stuff to read through these. Even though they look small and compact, there's a lot of information in them. So I'm always happy to pick them up when I can. Lego Essential Guides. These are based on the Lego movies. I don't think they had a Lego Movie 2 one, or if they did, I missed out on it. There's 2 Batman ones in here because one of them is a regular edition. I believe it's this. Yeah, this first one here is the regular edition, and then they had a Barnes & Noble exclusive edition with a poster and a couple different, pages changed all throughout the book. So they've done a couple of Barnes & Noble exclusives here and there with certain Lego books. Get back in place, you ding dong. All right, fine. Just go over there. I'll fit that up later. You didn't see that. I tilted the camera away. Another Lego book that's a lot of fun that is not too common, Create the World. This is the entire collection of them. There's all these different cards that were available in a store in UK. And they had, you could buy the packs of cards separately, you buy the book, and then you could also get this promotional Lego set. I have the set in my backlog. I haven't built it yet. But I know Brickstar's done a full video about this as well. So if you want more information, check that out. But I was happy to get this with all the cards and the set. I'm very grateful for that. The Lego Movie 2 one, however, it's floating around here. I do not have all the cards, but I think I have a few extra ones. I might even have an extra binder, because it was a gift with purchase thing here. It just wasn't as good. I mean, it seems nice for the card collecting part of it, but to get all the cards is, more expensive than it needs to be. Various Lego books all throughout in this section. There's a few of the junior novelizations of some of the Lego movies. Again, don't know if they made it for every single one of them, because I just have Ninjago and Batman, and I think the Lego Movie 1 is in here somewhere. They also have some of the guides for the movies there. Brick by Brick, and I forget this guy, Henry Holt, that's it. He's made a couple of series of books. Some of those I got on discount as well. I've picked up books like on discount, Facebook Marketplace, sometimes Barnes & Noble drops a bunch of books, all different kinds of places. So, if it catches my fancy, I'll look into it. Medieval Mischief and Mayhem is a beloved book of mine in the collection because there's a lot of lore to Knights Kingdom 1 that I did not know about. And I've talked with people online who knew stuff because of this book, and I was like, that's cool! So I was happy to find that one. There's also a couple other rare books in here that I'm not going to mention on camera right now. The 60th anniversary book. That's the 60 year of the brick promotion that they had with Bricks on a Roll, a Lego Classic set. Buying the book or buying the set, sending in the receipt or proof of purchase or something, and then you get this book in the mail that has all different kinds of building possibilities and referencing Lego history. So that I have. But I got those 2 things separately. I did not get them because of the promotion at the time. The Lego Adventurers Orient Expedition Applebee's menu. I did a video about this. It's overblown, but it's really funny. At least I think it's really funny. I have the thing in here in as best condition as I can put it, like wrapped up in a bag or something like that, somewhere in this section. It's I already did a video about that, so I'm not going to go over it here. There's a couple activity books in here that have minifigs included with them, and they bulge out of the shelf because of these little plastic containers. I'm still on the fence if I should keep all those together. I know some books I have, the containers are already removed from them, but I'm probably going to put the minifigures in pieces elsewhere anyways. I don't know. So, yeah, that's where they sit for now. Behind that, we have Bionicle books. I have not read all of these. I have owned some of these since they came out and have not read all of them. Only like a handful out of these, and there are plenty in between that I'm missing, so eventually I'll get to those. But even though I do like Bionicle, I take it piecemeal when learning more about the lore. This is deep, deep stuff that I'm, seldom interested in, but would, give a try every so often. And I think they're out of order. Oops. Anyways, there's junior readers back here. Those are mostly from Scholastic. There's another Chris Bartneck book. I don't know how that wound up here. This is from Castle. So all the different Castle themes released over the years. Minifigure catalog of Castle figures and all their emblems and release dates, etc. That spiral book on the end is a 50th anniversary notebook. It's a standard notebook. And it just has a really nice cover to it. That's all I really need to say about it for now. Next shelf, we have Character Encyclopedia, as I mentioned in the beginning. And I really like the consistency of all of these. I like that they're updated every so often, and they do help me understand characters a bit better. These are some themes that I do not remember the characters so well. I kind of wish that the minifigures one, this only stopped at series 10. I would like if they did more of these for the collectible minifigure series. Some updated version of it, because they're well past 20 now. And then the other ones, for other themes, really help me with like information and a little bit of lore here and there for Ninjago, superheroes, and Star Wars. And updates of them are also nice because Star Wars, it has many more iterations, more episodes, more, TV shows, etc. that minifigures are made for. So they divide them up pretty nicely. The Unofficial Builder's Guide, one of my favorite Lego books of all time. I remember reading this thing constantly when I was a kid. Back in 2005 or 6 or so when it released. And it's a lot of fun information, not only about Lego history, but also about exploring the Lego hobby and all different ways you can use Lego pieces, organizing them, which I still need to get to. And yeah, it was a great fun read. And even Lego endorsed it. Like, they've put that book in their product catalog back in the day, even though they didn't actually publish it. And that's why it says unofficial. But yeah. It's very cool. A couple other books here and there. These Build Your Own Adventures are technically supposed to go down there with the Brickmasters, but they're up here for now. Some of them are just the books. I don't know why, but they made just hardcover book editions separate from it. This one is just the box for it, that the pieces would come in. I don't know. These bags also contain Bionicle comics and Galador comics. 1 or 2 Batman comics, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comics. They had some of those. I think I did a review of 1 or 2 of them back in the day, a couple of years ago, when I found them back in Kmart, when that existed. So that dates this video. A couple more of those birthday cards that I mentioned earlier. Some Lego strategy guides. So one's for the Lego video games, and I pick those up when I can. I don't think I need them as much, like, as a resource, but they are still fun to read through. Sometimes have concept art or, some things that are not featured in other media. Lego Universe, I'll take as much information for that as I can because I never got to play the game, and I only have that and the CD, and I don't think a CD can play that much. I think, there it is. There's the Orient Expedition. It's nicely wedged in between these books, so that way it stays neat instead of being crushed. There's another thing in here from one of the building events. They've done a few of these with Toys R Us, having a book with it instead of just a paper instruction manual. Brick Bible. Apparently there's more of these. I found that out like the last week or so, that Brandon Powell Smith has made like 5 or 6 books of this, and I only have 3 of them. The Christmas book is further down because it doesn't. It's a weird shape to it, so it didn't fit up as well with everything. That's the other thing. There's all different kinds of sizes of these books, so it's not easy to read every one of them, at least in this current state. More activity books towards the end of this row. Some more Bionicle books with different, fun information, official guides. This Brick Kicks is from Brixar. That one still needs to go back with the other magazines. This is the catalog that I talked about. The Robotics Catalog, 2006. There we go. That's a book with set, which I think I already did a review of. And again, maybe I should go back with the other ones. There's actually a few books in here that need to go back underneath the shelf. So, Killing Joke Deluxe Edition, the Nintendo Product Catalog 2003, and Journal 3 from, not Hidden Side, Gravity Falls. Should be down there. Hidden Side reminds me of Gravity Falls. That's why I thought of it. And I think, yeah, so let's try the shelf. So these are, again, very consistent for shape of the books. I know there's a Lego Batman movie, making of the movie book. I still need to pick up that one. I don't think they did one for the first and second Lego movies, though. This one I got from Lego, but it was still a retail book, so it was a really nice read. A lot of good information in there. This is a great catalog of every minifigure from 75 to 2015. Again, Chris Bartnack, you've done some great work and continue to keep doing updates on some of these books. Visual Dictionary. This Batman one should actually go over with the other ones. Whoopsies. Absolutely everything you need to know about Lego. There are 2 different editions of this, and I only have the Barnes & Noble edition, which includes the Space Cruiser. So that one is the same Space Cruiser that's in the Great Lego sets, if you have that already. Not a big deal, but I don't know if there's more information in that one as well. I've only read a couple parts of it, but not like front to back. This one I'm happy to have. I got this recently. This is the Minifigure Visual Dictionary. Oh, yeah, I don't know why, but I keep having this here. It's just a pocket folder. Pocket folder. Done. Did a review. But yeah, I'm happy to have this one, not only for the Orange Space minifig, but also an updated version of Lego's history of minifigures. There's another Blocks magazine. Oh, well, I should probably go up with the Brick Journals because it's fan magazine. But I don't have many of those either. I haven't subscribed to that either. There's a couple other weird things back here. This one is fun. Jim Spaceborne, The Unknown Galaxy. This was a classic space comic book that they had back in the day. And apparently from Lego Publishing. That was a thing. And a few inspirational builds in there with classic space. A couple other odd Lego books towards the end. Odd notebooks and things. I mentioned before the great Lego sets. And yeah, fascinating reads. All of those. I got this one as a gift. The Lego Collector's Set. I never knew this binder existed. That they had all these books together. They usually have like 1 or 2 of them bound together. So that's really fun. And a handful of other books in here. Let's see. I think... Oh, there we go. That's the Lego Movie 2 binder I mentioned earlier. 1 or 2 activity books need to go up there. I also have a couple other odds and ends of books. So like Newsweek, when they had a full article about Lego and their, Lego history. Let's see. There's a magazine gift that was from Brixar. One of the ones that they usually do in the UK a lot and sometimes come over to the US. There's that one. There's the City one. I got the Lego TV guide, which is basically just because of the Lego Simpsons special. This one I got from Brick Bakery. This is a Legoland Billund catalog. Or brochure. Square bound, too. This is a very special book to me. If I have to highlight anything in this collection, I have to include this one. This is a record of the community. This not only has Brick Fair paraphernalia in it, especially the program guides, but also importantly, it has people's business cards, letters if we send mail to each other. I keep those. I'm happy that they're here. I think some of them might have fallen out, but I'll fix those later. And nice to keep a record of the community. People that have been here, even if they're not here currently, but still, remembered by many. Even other fans that maybe do stuff outside of Lego. So it's here. One thing I didn't put in here, although I'm not sure if I should, is Bricks O'Brien's autographed photo, because that's fun. I usually have that one hanging up on a wall, and I'm like, I don't know if it's too big to fit in a book, and but it is nicely written message on the back of it, so yeah. I will have to also add this other recent program guides from Brick Fairs in here as well, but yeah, little community record. So if anything is continued, if I continue to get anything in person or sent to me, I do keep that here. I will definitely reshuffle everything so it's easier to reach that stuff or move this out of the way. And Jago Card Collector doesn't have any of the cards in it because I moved them to another binder, which is either on the bottom shelf or a whole nother area. I'm not sure at the moment. And the Brickmasters, going back to that. So these are books that have all different sets in them. It's basically a big instruction book. It's like a big creator book. It's like, oh, you get these pieces, you get a bunch of minifigs, and you can build one of several models out of these books. So, but the way they do this is that they incorporate a story with all of these builds together. So it's, you build one, and then it has a story to it that you read in the book. And then as you go through more of the book, you'll have another build to make, and rinse and repeat. Other ones I don't have up here right now, but I still have in the collection, the Crazy Action Contraptions and all those Lego Klutz books. Those are officially, you know, partnered with Lego. Some of them I don't have the parts to them, unfortunately. Like the first Crazy Action Contraptions, I got to find all those pieces again. There's some of the later books. I think Gadgets might be the last one I have, and I think there's one or two after that. I thought about putting one of the stationary kits or two in here that I found at Barnes & Noble for dirt cheap, but I haven't done so yet. I'm not sure if that's a good place for it, but there's still room. There's still a little bit of wiggle room here and there, and if I restructure some of the books, I'm sure it'll look a lot neater and easier to find stuff. I still got this Tupperware to move, so I can actually reach everything nicely, but I'm happy with what I've gone through already, that there's already a lot of LEGO information for me to go through, whether actually learning LEGO history or learning about LEGO themes, and just having fun. And really all of it has been having fun. So thank you for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, if there's anything you'd like to see more in depth, I will do a separate video about them, unless I've already done so, and I'll redirect you to it. I'll talk to you all later, and have yourselves a good one.